Yes, the Yoga for the Modern Age, the Path of Perfection, by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Yoga for the Modern Age, the Path of Perfection, the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. This book is about yoga. It's, it's not about what most people think yoga is. For most of us, the term conjures in the mind an image of some skinny, half naked fellow contorted into a human pretzel, or perhaps a room full of corpulent matrons in a black leotards, struggling to stand on their head in hopes of improving their health, losing weight, or increasing their waning sexual abilities. What has, in modern times, been reduced to a commercially exploited technique of bodily agility and pseudo meditation is, in reality, an ancient and profound transforming process of self realization and spiritual development. The original science of yoga is expounded in the most celebrated of India's ancient spiritual classic, the Bhagavad Gita. The Gita takes the form of an extraordinary dialogue between Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his disciple Arjuna, a warrior, in what has been described by one contemporary psychologist as a remarkable psychotherapeutic session. Lord Krishna reveals to Arjuna how, through the practice of yoga, one can live within this world yet be transcendental to it, completely free from illusion and anxiety, and attain a state of boundless transcendental happiness. The Path of Perfection chronicles a historic series of talks on the science of yoga by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. One of the okay, continued on back flap. Okay. So this is the plate one. Please have a look. Please have a look of this picture. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu, and all their associates. Sri Navdeep Parikrama. Did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sit down to meditate? No. When he appeared 500 years ago in India, he was always dancing and chanting Hare Krishna. The spirit soul is naturally active. How can we sit down silently and do nothing? It is not possible. No one really wants to sit down and meditate. Why should we? We are meant for positive activity, for recreation, for pleasure. In Krishna consciousness, our recreation is dancing and chanting, and when we get tired, we take prasad, spiritual food. Is dancing difficult? Is chanting difficult? It is natural to enjoy music and dancing, and palatable vegetarian foods. These are all our recreations, and this is our method of meditation. So, this yoga system is not at all laborious, it is simply recreation, susukham, very happy. It is natural, automatic, and spontaneous. It is our real life in the spiritual world. Plate 2. Have a look, please. Divine couple. Pleasure is the ultimate goal of yoga. This pleasure is not a solitary affair, rather, it is experienced as a part of the soul's eternal spiritual relationship with the Supreme Lord, or we can say the Supreme Soul, Krishna. The yogi seeking to attain this perfectional stage therefore meditates upon Krishna associates in the spiritual world, the chief of whom is Radha, his eternal consort, and the personification of his spiritual pleasure potency. The name Radha is derived from a Sanskrit meaning to worship, and perfect yogis follow her example by constantly meditating upon Krishna and dedicating their energies unto him. Plate 3. One who has developed love for Krishna sees the Lord always within his heart. At this stage, Lord Krishna never disappears from the sight of the devotee, nor does the devotee ever lose sight of the Lord. In the case of a yogi who sees the Lord as Paramatma, the super soul within the heart, the same applies. Such a yogi turns into a pure devotee and cannot bear to live for a moment without seeing the Lord within himself. This is the real process by which we can see God. God is not our water supplier. We cannot demand, come and show yourself. No, we first have to qualify ourselves. Then we can say God, then we can see God at every moment and everywhere. A yogi who is practicing meditation on the super soul sees within himself the plenary portion of Krishna as Vishnu, with four hands holding conch shell, wheel, club, and lotus flower. Plate number 4. Um, The yogi found out where Lord Vishnu is seated within his heart. When he finds this form there, he concentrates on him. The yogi should know that this Vishnu is not different from Krishna. Krishna is this form of super soul is situated in everyone's heart. Furthermore, there is no difference between the innumerable super souls present in the innumerable hearts of living entities. For example, there is only one sun in the sky, but this sun may be reflected in millions of buckets of water. The sun is one, but it is reflected countless times. According to the Vedas, the living entities are innumerable. There is no possibility of counting them, just as the sun can be reflected in countless buckets of water. Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can live in each and every one's heart. It is this form on which the yogi concentrates. Please have a look. Plate number 5th. The purification of consciousness is the purpose of the yoga system. At that, the final elements of our bodies, mind, intelligence, and ego, which combined are called consciousness, carry the small particle of spirit soul to another body to suffer or enjoy according to one's work. Like this one who is eating anything, everything, then he get the this body. Like who eat flesh, then he get a tiger body or lion body. One who expose his body, then he get a tree body. One who sleep more, then one get a body of bear. Plate number 6. One thoughts and action in one's present life determine the type of body one will revive in one's next life. If one likes to eat meat, one may get the body of a tiger. One who is gluttonous may get the body of a pig. If one takes pleasure in exposing one's body, one may get the body of a tree, which must stand without clothing in all types of weather. Or if one likes to sleep, one may get the body of bear. Plate number 7. Have a look, please. Ghastly. Plate number 7. The material world is like a vast ocean of death and suffering, and the living beings floundering on this ocean are all controlled by the Durga, the personification of the Supreme Lord's material energy. Durga carries a trident, which represents the threefold miseries of the life: miseries caused by the mind and body, miseries caused by the other living creatures, and miseries caused by the force of nature. By practicing Bhakti Yoga, pure devotion to Krishna, one can free oneself from Durga's superintendence and return to the spiritual world. Plate 8. A yogi meditate. Hatha Yoga, when practiced according to the original instruction found in the Vedas of India, has little in common with the watered down yoga system now taught in the West. The yogi was required to leave his home and retire to the forest, where seated upon a deerskin mat he would hold postures and meditate not for 15 minutes or half an hour, but for years on end. He would discipline himself to endure all the physical discomforts caused by the weather, and even when approached by dangerous jungle animals such as tiger, he would remain fearless. Finally, he had to raise his soul on his life heirs to the top of his skill and cause the soul to leave the body at an astrological auspicious moment. Today, no one can practice real Hatha Yoga. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna recommends Bhakti Yoga, which is based on hearing and chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Anyone, even a child, can practice this simple, effective yoga system. Yoga for the modern age, the path of perfection. This is the books by Divine Grace. Contents Introduction. First is Yoga as a action. Mastering the mind and senses, learning how to see God, moderation in yoga, determination and steadiness in yoga, perception of the super soul, yoga for the modern age, failure and success in yoga, destination after death, the path of perfection.